So the Western Conference is finally here. And I did my Eastern Conference Finals prediction, which I actually had Carolina winning that series. So there. I had Carolina winning that series. So I had Carolina winning the finals. But what about the Western Conference Finals? San Jose finished off Colorado last night, 3-2 game. So now they go on to the Western Conference Finals. That starts Saturday, and I'm so happy about that. Just because tomorrow, Friday, we get a break. Look, I like hockey. Trust me, I love hockey. But every once in a while, it's nice to get at least a break. Finally, we get. I don't care if it's just a day. We get it. So let's look at this matchup: St. Louis, San Jose. We'll start off with St. Louis. Their playoff record right now is 8-5. At home, they are 3-4 at home. On the road, they are 5-1. Goals for, they scored 34 goals and allowed 33. Now, I talked about this with Dallas. I was going to talk about this with Dallas if they made it. Because they had a similar goal scorer. I think they had 34 as well. But I was going to mention the teams they played. I'm going to say the same thing with St. Louis. St. Louis kind of played two defensive teams, especially in Dallas. Winnipeg, they still have a good defense, right? So they play two nice defensive teams. So that's probably in a way why it's a little bit lower. Goals against 33, power play 17.1 on the power play. Penalty kill 75, tied for the worst of the remaining four, I think, with Carolina. Face-off percentage 48.9. Your top five forwards: Schwartz 8 goals, 3 assists, 11 points. O'Reilly 2 goals, 7 assists, 9 points. Perron 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points. Bozak 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points. Tarasenko 5 goals. On the defensive side, Petrangelo 2 goals, 9 assists, 11 points. Pareko 1 goal, 6 assists, 7 points. Dunn 1 goal, 4 assists, 5 points. And goaltending, Bington 8-5 with a 915 save percentage and a 239 goals against. Now there might be some players, but I don't think on St. Louis, on San Jose. So pretty good, 8-5, and they just fought off a game 7 at home. What strikes to me is how bad, well, not how bad, how their special teams are. 17.1 and a 75. However, they did play a really good penalty kill team in Dallas, so that might change with San Jose. At home, 3-4 at home, so they're not really a home team. That's really it there. Over on San Jose side, their record 8-6. At home, they're 6-2 at home. On the road, they're 2-4. They scored 43 goals so far and allowed 43 goals. Power play 18.5. Penalty kill 80.8. Face off win percentage 51%. Forwards, Hurdle 9 goals, 5 assists, 14 points. Logan Couture 9 goals, 5 assists, 14 points, not 11. Timo Meyer 3 goals, 7 assists, 10 points. Nyquist 1 goal, 7 assists, 8 points. Kane 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points. Defensively, Brett Burns 5 goals, 9 assists, 14 points. Carlson 12 assists. Vlasic 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points. And I was about to say this. There might be some missing players on there that should be up there. I checked on NHL stats, NHL.com, and they weren't showing all the players. Like, forwards, there's like 10 forwards, only 4 defensemen. And it didn't even show Jones' stats. I had to go to the playoff leaders in order to get to it. Jones, 8-5. He did get pulled that one game against Vegas. He's 8-5, 910 save percentage, and at 272 goals against. So looking at all the stats, San Jose advantages. We'll get to that. Surprises. They're nearly the opposite, and that's the bad thing for each team. I already wrote the St. Louis one last night, and I wrote down San Jose's most of them stats, just these stats. Because I'm like, okay, they're going to be the record if they get to the third round. So I was assuming, like, they were going to go 8-6 if they got to the third round, which was the case, because they had to be 8-6 to get there. They had to be 6-2 at home to get there. The opposite. And that was the same thing all around. Colorado, I think they were 4-1 at home. They were 4-3 on the road. So there is difference. St. Louis is 3-4 at home, but San Jose is 6-2. But St. Louis, though, on the road, they're 5-1. So you're getting these two best teams when they're at their best so far when it's in San Jose. 6-2, 5-1, combined record of 11-3 when it's in San Jose. A combined record of when it's in St. Louis, 5-8. San Jose is not a good road team. They did play Vegas. But St. Louis, they're not a good home team either, 3-4. So, pretty spicy there. This year, they met 3 times this year. The first time was November 9th. St. Louis won 4-0 in St. Louis. Next time was November 17th. San Jose won 4-0 at San Jose. And then the recent meeting being March 9th. St. Louis won 3-2 in San Jose. San Jose scored 7 goals. St. Louis scored 6. The home team has won when they met the 3 times. So if there's any implication, maybe home ice will be the case. Playoff history. This was way big. These two teams have met in the playoffs 5 times. And what's so wild about that? San Jose has been in the league now for 28 years. They meet this will be the 6th time they play St. Louis. In 28 years, they played St. Louis 6 times. Coming up, the 6th. First time in 2000, St. Louis was the 1st seed. San Jose was the 8th seed. San Jose won 4-3 in Game 7, Round 1. 2001, St. Louis was the 4th seed. San Jose was the 5th seed. St. Louis won 4-2 in Round 1. 2004, San Jose was the 4th seed. St. Louis was the 1st seed. And once again, San Jose won it in 5, Round 1. 2012, St. Louis was the 2 seed. San Jose was the 7th seed. St. Louis won 4-1 in Round 1. And the most recent matchup just being 3 years ago, St. Louis was the 2nd seed in the Central. San Jose was the 3rd seed in the Pacific. San Jose won 4-2. That was in the Western Conference Finals. So not only did these two teams play 5 times in the playoffs before, they met just 3 years ago in the Western Conference. The only difference is St. Louis is now the 3rd seed in the Central. San Jose is the 2nd seed in the Pacific. So roles reversed. San Jose has been the lower seed for 4 of the 5 times they met. 4 of the 5 times they were the lower seed. They've been the higher seed once, and they won it in 5. So that's pretty interesting. Total wins and losses in every game of these series. San Jose has won 15 total games and lost 14. St. Louis is 14-15. Playoff series wins. San Jose has beaten St. Louis 3 of the 5 times so far. St. Louis has won the other 2. So St. Louis can have a chance to even this out at 3 apiece in their playoff history. And they met a lot of times, so they know each other in the playoffs. So like I said, 6-28. Game 1 is on Saturday. Like I said, there is that break, which is nice. It's tough. Looking at all the stats and advantages, there's no home ice advantage, really. So San Jose is the better home team, and St. Louis is the better road team. But they're still good records. Same thing with St. Louis at home. They have the better road home record than San Jose's road record, but it doesn't matter. So there's really no advantage yet. Offensively, San Jose is definitely the better team. They only played one extra game. I highly doubt San Jose would have 43 goals in the same amount of games. But again, the thing is, though, San Jose is the better offensive team, but St. Louis played more defensive teams. They played Winnipeg, who's decent at defense, and Dallas, who's really good at defense. San Jose played Vegas and Colorado, who are not the best of defensive teams. So Vegas did have Fleury, and Colorado kind of had Grubauer. But the point is, there's that. St. Louis is the better defensive team because they've allowed 10 less and just one extra game for San Jose. Power special teams, San Jose, obviously. Power play just a little bit better. Penalty kill, though, is better. Again, St. Louis power play is worse, but again, they played one of the best penalty killing teams in this playoffs, which was Dallas. So, it might change for St. Louis, but I'm going to special teams San Jose. Goaltending, it's going to Binghamton. The stats, just a little bit above Jones, but the thing is, he did have that one big bad game against Winnipeg in Game 3, right? First round. So, still, goaltending, I give it to St. Louis. And then finally, overall experience, I give it to San Jose. They've been in the playoffs, I think, now for 13. No, not 13, because they weren't in it for 15. I think they've been in the playoffs 12 of the past 13 years, I think. That's pretty good. They've been getting to the playoffs a lot. And, I mean, just 2-3 years ago, when that happened, they got to the finals. They lost in 6. So, they have the experience that St. Louis has experience. They've been in the playoffs quite a bit, too. But San Jose has more experience. And I think that might get San Jose over a hump, especially in a late series. Especially in Game 7 when San Jose played Colorado. I picked San Jose to win that game, not because it was yes, it was in San Jose, but also because I thought experience. San Jose would know what to do in a Game 7 at Colorado. The new young team doesn't know. So, I think that might tip San Jose in this series. And rookie goaltender. I said this throughout the playoffs. Something's bound to happen. I said this in the first round. I didn't say it in the second round predictions because I still picked St. Louis over Dallas. I picked Winnipeg over St. Louis because I said, as much as I think St. Louis might be the better team, Binghamton is a rookie goaltender who hasn't experienced this. Playoffs is a big stage. Will he be able to handle it? And that's my thing. Will he be able to handle the Western Conference Finals? Will I eventually get him? He did play a good Game 7, and Game 7 is also pretty big. He passed that. But can he pass the Western Conference Finals? And if the Blues get to the finals, can he pass the finals? That's the thing that gets to me about him. If he was experienced, if this was his second year, as St. Louis got this far a lot the year before, I'd probably pick St. Louis in this. But just because offensively San Jose is better. Offensively, San Jose is better. Special teams, it's better. Experience, they have more. I take the biggest thing that's giving me to San Jose is the experience, and I think San Jose wins this. And I think it'll be another 7-game series for San Jose and St. Louis, because I could pick San Jose in 6, but with that road record for them, I don't think they'll be able to get it done in 6. At home in a game 7, I think in the Shark Tank once again, I think they can. I'm taking San Jose in 7, and my finals prediction, I have Carolina and San Jose. Now, I pick San Jose, but who am I cheering for? I'm cheering for any of these teams. None of these teams have won a cup. These two teams combined for 0 cups. Carolina, Boston combined for 7. Boston 6, Carolina 1. I'm so hoping Carolina wins that series. But I think Boston can do it, but I just really want Carolina. Because I want a finals where there's only 1 cup between the two teams, not 6. Anyway, that is it. That is my Western Conference Finals predictions. Let me know what you guys think. Am I wrong again on this? I originally picked San Jose in the first round. I stuck with San Jose this entire time. And I think, and so far, I'm 2 for 2 when I pick San Jose. Maybe that goes 3 for 3. Let me know what you guys think. See you guys tomorrow.